here. Thanks for tuning into the Tom and Joe Auto Show, starring Tom Tharp, professional pushrod polisher, and Joe Bushi, mobile jungle gym operator. They're going to talk your socks off about everything cool in the automotive world. Welcome, Tom and Joe.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tom and Joe Auto Show, episode number 11. How's it going tonight, Joe?
Pretty good, Tom. How's it going for you?
It's going well. Thank you, sir. Up top, you heard our titles. You know, I'm real proud of mine, Joe.
You should be.
As ornery as it sounds, I'm a professional pushrod polisher. And
right.
Hey, you got a dull pushrod over there?
I don't have any, but from what I understand, you've been delving into the realm of pushrods. So
yeah, I do. Now that I've got some, you know, I had to just take them all out there and polish them up, give them the attention they deserve.
Yeah, they're an integral part of that old school engine that you're going to place into that
nice modern chassis. Yeah, that 1930s technology of pushrod. Yeah. I love the name too. It is what it does, you know. I love when something's named so well like that.
It's like an orange.
Yeah. Well, that one still gets my son, I tell you. So, you know, Joe, you've got so many like side businesses. I can barely keep track. I mean, a mobile jungle gym operator.
Yeah, I've recently acquired a mobile jungle gym.
You're quite the entrepreneur, obviously.
Yeah, it's in my garage. Yeah, it's mostly it's not really operational right now, but if you follow my videos, you know, on YouTube, if you search for Joe Wrenches there, you can find lots of videos about my mobile jungle gym on there.
So do you just drive it to kids' parties and social gatherings and let people swing around on this thing?
No, there's not. See, the thing is that I'm not driving it. There's no destination that I'm driving to. You know, you're at the destination when you're in the mobile jungle gym while you're traveling. It's fun on wheels.
I'm going to need a minute on that one to sort that one out, frankly. But, okay, well, good. Thanks for sharing that, as always, Joe. And,
yeah, no problem.
All right, well, let's get right into the program, shall we?
All right.
Our first topic here, Joe, you've been doing some cool stuff. I like hearing about cool stuff.
Yeah, well, you know, the nice thing about living in Florida is that the weather permits there to be some January and February drag racing happening, you know, something that the rest of the country's kind of missing out on. So our local track here at Bradenton Motorsports Park has decided to have like a quarterly event from the people who brought us FL2K, which happens in October here at Bradenton Motorsports Park. They're doing Fast Fridays.
Ooh, I like the sound of it. Does every state have a 2K? Like Oregon and like, you know,
I think
Wyoming,
so.
WY2K for Wyoming. I just wonder. Anyway, I think there's a TN2K for Tennessee now, and I don't know, Delaware. Anyway, okay, well, so Fast Friday. I like the sound of it. So they're trying to get a little bit of that FL2K, keep it going, you know, throughout the year.
Yeah, and I'm really happy about it. It's I've been wanting them to have some sort of series at Bradenton Motorsports Park that catered to more modern vehicles, whether they're imports or domestics. They have their NHRA series, Sportsman series there, but it's kind of dedicated to more old school racers. So it's nice to see this happening. I looked at the flyer before I went, and they were going to have 3 separate categories of racing there, along with some test and tune. They have a sport front-wheel drive class, which interests me as a front-wheel drive racer.
Yeah, right.
They had a very popular streetcar shootout class. And they also had a 1050 index class. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, a little bit of something for everyone, it seems like. I think there was only one car in the sport front-wheel drive class.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Were there payouts and things? What was...
Yeah, there were payouts. I think it was $750 for a win and $300 for a semi.
Not too bad.
Not bad for a small small race.
Out.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, the turnout wasn't great, but I really do hope it catches on, you know. One car in Sport Front Wheel Drive was kind of disappointing. 1050 Index also only had a few cars, but the street car shootout did have a ton of cars in it. Mm-hmm. And they were fast cars, man. They were I was impressed. Seemed like mostly newer Mustangs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but they were all, I would say most of them were turbocharged. There was one with a Procharger, and there was a couple nitrous-powered ones.
What's something like a new 5.0 turbo Mustang running?
From what I understand, word on the streets was that most of these turbo Mustangs are running deep in the 9s.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. I was impressed, man. These guys they're getting, the new Coyote Mustangs, and they're some of them are buying this kit that Helion or Hellion kit.
Yes.
Have you heard of that?
Mm-hmm. I've heard of that.
Okay.
Yep.
I guess the kit, whatever the kit costs, $9,000 or $10,000, but it's a very complete kit. Everything you need, fuel pumps, injectors, everything that you need. You bolt it on the car, you go 9s. Sounds simple, right?
It's amazing. There was a what's the horse? I guess it's just Horsepower TV. I don't know what the show's called anymore. It's moved around.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, on the Power Block or whatever. But they just put a Hellion turbo setup on a LS Camaro.
Okay.
And my goodness, was it involved. Wow.
Really?
I mean, everything's pretty tight under that engine bay. You wouldn't think it's like a huge car. You think you'd have all the room in the world, but so much repositioning and oh my gosh, of things just to control the heat, because it was a twin turbo setup.
Right, that's what these are too, yeah.
But really well done, and everything I've heard about that company and their products has been very good, but they've mainly focused on Fords all these years. I guess this was their first foray into GM's, this Camaro kit. But I don't know.
Sounds very similar, though, like not missing any pieces, very thorough.
Very thorough, amazing quality, and very comprehensive. And I want to say it laid down 600 and with a stock motor, like running through the stock catalytic converters and everything.
Wow.
Not even, I mean, they say you throw like good rods and pistons in it and just turn the boost up and, get like 1,000 or 1,200 out of this same exact kit.
Right.
Amazing.
Yeah, it comes with a pair of 62 millimeter turbos.
This was the same way. Yep.
Yep. So the guys that I saw at the track were running E85. I think they were still running stock motors. I guess the automatic transmission in that new Mustang, is pretty popular with this setup. And man, they were lifting the front wheels and making a pass. I was like, wow, that's great right there.
Yeah, that is. I dig the Mustang. I really do. I could see me owning one someday. They're. I mean, how can you argue with that? I mean, that's.
Yeah, really. These cars are like, literally, they're street cars. They're not, track cars that are driven on the street. These guys drove these cars to the track and made multiple 9-second passes without any trouble and drove them home. So there's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah, definitely. I love it.
Yeah, so that was really fun. I hope that event grows, and I don't know if any of the staff over there at Bradenton Motorsports Park listens to the show, but I appreciate them trying to do this. It's really good.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, we don't really have anything, we just have a small 8th mile track. We had a couple 8th mile tracks in town. One is shut down. This one's still running, but they definitely don't have anything like this. So if you have something like this in your town, appreciate it and go out there and tell the track how much you enjoyed. Go out, race, try to take advantage of these things. Many people in many towns have absolutely no access to anything like this, so it's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a special thing. Friday night, that's what I did, and I just wanted to mention real quick that on Saturday morning, I took a trip to the salvage yard.
Ooh, I love it. Now is this a like you get to go roam around? Those are my favorite.
Well, actually, I kind of had a pretty good plan. I had spoken to a guy I know that works at this particular yard. It was kind of a drive from my house, but they had what I was looking for, and I got to have pictures of it before I went there. So rather than scouring, unknown at some local yards, I took a little drive to where I knew there was a car that had exactly what I was looking for, and that was a pair of door panels from a 1.8 liter Eclipse with the crank windows and no speakers and no carpet and no vinyl on the door panels.
This is unicorn status.
Yeah.
Interior trim.
Not easy to come by. And my race car was that trim and has those door panels, but they look like they were in the Mojave Desert for about 25 years.
Oh,
so.
Okay. Well, they were in Florida. That's pretty close, I guess.
Yeah. So they definitely showed, and they needed to be replaced. And there was a really nice set of them there. So I went up there, and I pulled those door panels. And I pulled the rest of the interior minus the actual seats and dash for another project I'm working on that I may talk about at some point. But the funny thing to me was that I pulled the parts I needed out of that car, and no sooner did I walk up to the parts counter, they grabbed that car and crushed it.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I was kind of sad about it. I was like, well, maybe I should have grabbed some more stuff from it,
Wow.
So it's just, I don't know. I kind of felt sad on my drive home thinking about that car and all those other parts that could have been good for something. It wasn't a bad-looking car.
You wonder the rate of these cars being crushed.
Yeah.
Of these, not just DSMs, but just cars of this era, those early 90s performance cars, that they're complicated cars to own. If, they get high in the miles, they're not maintained properly, and they end up at the junkyard. They blow a head gasket or something, or get a bad oil leak, or who knows what. But I just wonder at the rate of these cars are being crushed. I could think of a bunch of like old MR2s or old Supras or RX-7s, or you could just keep going down the line. I don't know. It might be interesting in the future when these things start getting scarce.
Yeah, definitely. They're really hard to come by, all original in very good shape, So you see these cars, like that car in particular, had some other parts that were in good shape. Somebody who had a pretty nice car needed, maybe the front seats in that car that I didn't take. They didn't look bad. I have aluminum seats in my car, so I didn't need them. But there's probably somebody out there that could use a good set of seats, and now they're kind of just crushed.
Wow.
But I guess that's life in the old salvage yard.
You don't get attached, Joe. Rule number 1.
That's right. Got to put them down.
Yeah, don't get emotionally attached. Well, yeah, I have not been to a salvage yard in a long time. Well, I take that back. I had a rock or something fly up on the highway and bust out the rear window of my minivan last year.
Oh, man.
Just driving down the highway, and boom, blew out that back rear window, the one that pops out. It's like a little vented window.
Right.
And called around and found a salvage yard. But this was the kind of deal where you just walk in and they hand it to you,
Yeah.
Which that's the majority of salvage yards operate that way for many reasons. But there is a salvage yard in my town that operates that way. But if you sweet talk them, they'll let you just roam around. And that is my favorite kind of salvage yard because the cars, the inventory is very good. And the cars are fairly intact and modern. You go to a pull apart and I don't know, it's kind of picked over and the cars are kind of beat up and junky mostly, And but if you can roam around in one of these nice salvage yards, that's really cool.
Yeah, it makes sense. You figure if you just have random people running around in the salvage yard, they need like a window regulator out of a door, and they destroy the entire door to get the window regulator out of there.
I've never done that at a pull apart. Like just leave a path of destruction to get some little doodad.
Yeah,
never done that, and I would never do that. No. definitely not.
Yeah, so I'm sure when the staff are the ones that are doing the pulling, they kind of keep it under control a little better than that.
Mm-hmm. You just have people roaming around.
Oh yeah,
that sounds fun.
All right, Tom. Well, let's go ahead and take a break for now. We got a couple more topics coming up on the other side, and we'll get to that soon.
All right, let's do it.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to the Tom and Joe Auto Show. Tom has a little bit of news that he wants to share with us. You want to tell us about this, Tom?
Oh, I'm so excited, Joe.
All right, let's hear it.
Barely contain myself. I made my Shootout hotel reservations, Joe.
I am jealous. I need to do the same.
Oh, it's getting serious. You got to make them.
I know. You know what? I'm also tossing around the idea of either flying or driving. So.
Oh yeah, I thought about the flying thing, but out of here, there's just you just can't get there from here.
Yeah.
I mean, really, from where you live, I'd say no problem, but from here, I just can't do it. You just got to drive. But I don't know. Yeah, so I reserved a hotel. I could not get my same hotel, which I was really bummed about because. It's kind of crummy, and folks that know me or saw me at the Shootout, they saw I always take a picture. I've had the same room the last couple of years, and did I show you? I don't know if I showed you, but there's this chair in the room that looked like somebody just. It's hard to describe. It's like somebody. It's like It's like they sort of died in the chair. If I could, that sort of sums it up. But I've got the same room with that same chair in it the last couple of years, and I'm sad that I'm not going to have the chance to have that chair again. But
it reminds me of something out of the show Dexter. Something
right.
like that happened on that chair.
Exactly. Absolutely right. And so anyway, I got a different hotel, but just down the road a little bit. But I'm kind of bummed not getting my same old hotel. But I am excited for the Shootout. It is August 7th, I believe, that starts that Friday.
Right.
Very excited. And, there's lots of cool stuff to look forward to always. It's always fun to hang out. One thing, Dave Buscher's been posting updates about his rear-wheel drive Evo that he's making.
Oh, yeah, I've seen him.
And it's just fun to see the updates on that. And, a cool project. It'll be interesting to see how it runs and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty different with the sticking with the OEM suspension design. I'm interested to see how that thing runs.
Yeah, and it's not I don't think does he even have a cage in it or anything?
No, he doesn't want a cage in his street car.
Yeah, which
makes sense.
I don't blame him for that. Yeah, I can see that, but I don't know. Most tracks that wouldn't fly, busting out like nines or whatever.
Yeah, he's VIP status over there at Summit Raceway, though.
That's true. So gotta get your reservations, Joe, or private jet, or however your helicopter. I don't know how you're getting there. You just make it happen, Joe.
In between working very diligently at the office tomorrow, I'll be scouring for hotel reservations.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, we got another Dude, Did You See That lined up here, Joe.
Oh, man, I love Dude, Did You See That?
I know. It's pretty much all I ever think of when I watch videos online, and I'm just scouring around looking for Did you see that topics.
Yep.
So this one, it's a real favorite of ours. It's become a favorite. The Runaway Diesel.
Oh, man, the Runaway Diesel is a big deal at this point.
We can't get enough of these Runaway Diesels. I could just watch them all day and night. Well, this one, I don't want to give it, Joe, let's not give anything away on this one.
Okay.
Let me play a little, but let's just tell folks, check this out. We'll post it on our page. It's the title of the video, if you want to search, is 2015 GMC Duramax Runaway.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. And it's just
the sweet sound.
And this poor guy holding his phone wrong, you know.
Oh man, portrait videos are the worst.
This is a fine example of one. And you can hear it. Oh, this thing's just belching out the smoke, Joe. White smoke, black smoke, yellow smoke. I mean, there's all the whole rainbow's coming out of this tailpipe. Okay, well, I don't want to give anything else away.
Right, okay.
Just tell folks you have to watch the video all the way through. It's very important.
Right, definitely, all the way to the end.
So, okay. So, I think, you know, on the topic of videos, one of my favorite things about, you know, cars these days and the car hobby is how when a new car comes out, a performance car specifically, there's that period of time where they're getting shipped to new owners, and then there's that short period of time when the videos start showing up online of them racing.
Yeah.
I mean, just think, this never existed a few years ago. This is all new.
Right.
How fun this is.
That's really cool.
So here you go. The Hellcat videos are just popping up all over the place, right?
Yep.
And they're so great. I mean, it's like, I swear I've seen 4 or 5 Hellcat versus this, versus that, versus this.
Yep.
And I'll never get tired of them. But there was an excellent video that Motor Trend did. I think it's called Head to Head, and where they put the Hellcat against, what was it? The Camaro, the supercharged Camaro. What's that one called?
The ZL1.
ZL1, yes. They put those two head to head, and that was an excellent comparison. Of course, everything they do is super produced and really awesome. And so everybody check that out. You'll like it. But look for those Hellcat versus the world videos.
Oh, yeah, I love the fact, too, that people are just waiting. They're clicking refresh on their YouTube feed, waiting for the video of the Hellcat being totaled.
Oh,
that's all anybody wants, is one of these brand new specialty cars to be wrecked.
I found a video, it's amazing, I swear it was 10 minutes of Corvettes wiping out on the street. Just back-to-back Corvettes leaving car shows. Yep. You know, mostly leaving car shows.
Right.
Dudes just wadding them up into the curb. I mean, not bad enough to where they couldn't just sort of drive away like, oh, I meant to do that, you know, just driving on, but just wadding them up. And there's just, it is amazing that everyone holding these cameras all the time are capturing all these moments. Oh, man. Anyway. So
it seems like that's the formula now. You just stand by the exit of the car show.
Yeah, there is.
Wait for people to show off.
There's 2 genres. There's that one, and then there's the genre of the stance people leaving a show, coming or going. Have you seen those?
Where they're getting like stuck on the
yeah, where they're just like super slow trying to get into the entrance of the show or whatever.
Yep.
So they're sort of the same but different in a way. Those 2 categories of videos, but
yeah, they are.
Anywho, so let's jump into our next topic here.
All right.
I'm not sure how many of our listeners follow the auto shows, but they are great fun. It's fun to see what the manufacturers are coming out with, and you know, they kind of surprise us sometimes. And right now what's going on actually just started February 12th here when we're recording. It just started, the Chicago Auto Show.
Yeah. This is probably not as big as some of the other shows, but still a lot of stuff happening here. When I looked it over real fast, what I saw was a whole bunch of SUVs, you know, which... Yeah, I guess they're popular. They're not that exciting to me, but there's some cool stuff going on. What did you see, Tom?
Oh, the liquid silver Ford GT.
Yes.
I have one word, and it would be that is so beautiful in liquid silver. I thought it was cool in that blue they had, that like sapphire blue. But this liquid silver is so amazing. And I mean, it's just lots of interesting stuff, like the Kia Trailster. It's a little all-wheel drive Kia Soul, basically. Like it's raised up a little bit. I don't know, pretty kind of cool. You know, I'm not a big like Kia guy, but interesting. You know.
Right, and I believe that thing was a hybrid or all electric, maybe.
Yeah, hybrid. Well, but It's hybrid all-wheel drive powertrain. Yeah.
Okay,
turbo.
yeah, that's cool.
Turbo 1.6
All right.
up front and electric power in the rear. That has to be the future, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems like that's the design on a lot of these new vehicles. Like even like I think the Porsche 918 is designed that way.
Yeah.
The new NSX is designed that way.
Yep.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and that does really sound incredible because, just think with the computer you can control, you got all the traction control and you just kick on those electric motors when you want whatever to happen, going through turns, you want to be able to put the power down properly or for safety reasons. I don't know, it sounds pretty cool. But speaking of traction and having all your wheels planted, the weirdest one to me was this Nissan GT-R LM Nismo race car, which is just crazy looking. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of it, Joe.
Yeah, I have.
It's just like impossible looking. I mean, it looks like it's like 20 feet long and like maybe 2 feet tall, and it's just so crazy looking it just like bends your mind when you look at it. And it's front wheel drive, 1,200 horsepower. What are they on over? What are they doing? It's like they got into something. It's like they got into the pill cabinet or something. I mean, it's just
it doesn't make a bunch of sense, and it looks to me like the old GM Pro front wheel drive drag cars that had the giant
look like that.
one piece front ends on them and stuff.
It looks it looks exactly like that. And Nissan, I mean, you got to give. I'm looking at that picture now where it looks exactly like that. And you got to give Nissan credit between like doing this and the what was that thing called, the Delta Wing?
Yeah,
where it was that.
Yeah, I did read something about that.
Yeah, that was the one they raced. It was like a one wheel up front.
Yeah,
it looked like a rocket, sort of.
Right.
So you got to give them credit for doing these crazy things like this.
Yeah, and another, while we're on the subject of Nissan, I saw that they showed off a 370Z Roadster concept, which kind of surprised me because I knew they had the Roadster 350Z. I didn't realize they didn't have one for the 370Z.
Yeah, I didn't either. And I don't know, what's your take on the 370Z or the 350Z in general?
I don't like it with a convertible top at all. It might be the worst looking drop top ever.
Yeah,
but
it's really weird.
I don't know. I think that for a while I thought that probably when it was just the 350Z, it started out pretty inexpensive, like in the mid to upper $20,000 range. I thought it was kind of a bargain, but it's become quite a premium sports car at this point, and I don't know if it lives up to $40-something thousand worth of hype.
Yeah, it's a pretty specific. It's a car for somebody who wants something very specific, who wants that very specific thing, that specific experience. It's not like a car that does it all. You know what I mean? It's compromised on space. It's noisy. It's but it's for some. There's definitely a population out there that wants it. Now, the car at Chicago that's really going to get your blood boiling, Joe.
Oh boy!
I hope you're sitting down.
Yeah, I am.
You have to in order to do a podcast. The 2016 Honda Pilot, Joe.
The Honda Pilot.
Boom!
Yeah.
That just happened.
Oh man, I just see tachometers hitting the red line and tires being pushed to their limits.
It's got 4 doors and a hatch back there and airbags. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Honda is really hitting it hard with the people movers, it seems like, at the Chicago Auto Show.
What's craziest thing about Honda is I'm reading the press release. Advanced. Okay, do you know what the engine is called? They have a name for the engine.
Oh, well, everybody has a name for their engine now. So what does Honda come up with?
Earth Dreams.
What?
Yeah, it says advanced and efficient Earth Dreams powertrain.
Man, I don't know about that one.
Earth Dreams. I swear it's right here in the. And I've heard this. They've been they haven't really been pushing that super hard, but it's something new they're doing. It has to do with cylinder management, like shutting off cylinders and combining that with IV tech which it will be kicking in, the IV tech. And then, a 9-speed automatic transmission. Wow.
Oh, wow.
So all of these things are part of the Earth Dreams powertrain.
Right, which would kind of go with the Sky Active, Eco Boost.
Sky Active, it's all those, yep. It's that same category there.
Right.
Earth Dreams. It's like they just stuck 2 words together.
Yeah, no one's going to be able to match Ford with the Eco Boost. It's a brilliant name.
They're just reaching now. Earth Dreams. I love that. I'd like to see the other ideas they had, I don't know. Anyway.
When they had their little scratch pad and they had all the ideas written down, they were crossing them off.
Taco disaster. No, that's terrible. Okay, anyway.
Well, no one scratched off Earth Dreams, so I guess we're going with that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway, that'll leave you speechless right there. Okay, so that's some of the stuff going on. We still have another day of the auto show, and so we'll see some more cool stuff tomorrow, I'm sure. But this was the big day where all the releases come out. But what we have coming up next is the Geneva Auto Show, which has become a really huge one. And then after that, New York. And that'll pretty much wrap up the auto show season. But New York will be a big one as well. And I'll be looking forward to that one. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on that here at the Tom and Joe Auto Show News Center. We'll keep an eye on that.
That's right. As the news comes in, you'll hear it first here. Oh, boy.
Now, we have a listener question as our final topic today.
I love listener questions.
I do, too. They come in. It makes me happy when I see them roll in, whether we get them on our Facebook page or wherever. That's the main place we get them. Sometimes we get them on our YouTube comments, but love seeing those come in every time. I guess I can read this one. I have it here in front of me, Joe. It says,
okay.
This is from my man Jeremy. And Jeremy, yeah.
Wait, hold on. Today, Thursday, February 12th, while we're recording this podcast, it's Jeremy's birthday. Happy birthday, Jeremy.
Oh, happy birthday, dude.
I saw that on Facebook today.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, I hope
all right.
If this is in the past for him, if he's listening to this, and hope he had a great one,
Yeah, definitely.
Hope he got that, his engine, 4G63 engine block or whatever he wanted for his birthday, Hope it just arrived there magically.
I didn't check his Amazon wish list, but that's probably on there.
Yeah, something like that. You probably get that on Amazon. So his question I'll just read it here. I watched Project Thunderbolt recently and just cannot get over the fact that Tom's garage has nothing in it. It's like me head, actually. It's truly pristine at all times. No broom, no oil drain bucket, no spare parts or spray paint, no piles of rags, bolts, or jack stands. Where's all the stuff?
All the stuff that you see in my garage.
Where's all the stuff? What's the secret to keeping your garage so magically clean? How do I make this situation better? All right, well, the secret is very simple, actually, I feel. There's 2 things. One is I scored these really awesome if you ever seen the workbenches in the videos that I have those stainless tables. I actually built those. I kind of pieced them together from some old used stuff. The bottom bases of them are old hospital cabinets from a hospital they renovated. And I wanted more of them, but I could only get my hands on 2 of those big things. But they are super deep, and they've got shelves in there. I keep tons of stuff in there, like just all sorts of supplies and things. And if you see up top, I have a ton of cabinets all along the back wall.
Yeah, yep.
I keep those filled up with all sorts of stuff, all my rags and paints and penetrating oil, all that stuff goes in all those. But the major thing, the big secret, is the attic.
Yeah, I was going to ask if it was okay if I divulge your secret, because I got to see the attic.
The attic is the secret. Everything goes to the attic.
Yeah, it's all up there, and it's like kind of labeled, and it's in its little outlines, like a police scene, like a crime scene. Everything's in its little spot. It's really cool. It's kind of organized chaos.
Yeah, well, right now, I mean, Joe, you saw it at its absolute most chaotic, and because there's an entire Miata up there.
Right.
And usually I've got it, pretty well spaced out and everything in its little place up there. But there is an entire Miata. I mean, I've got the hardtop up there, the hood, bumpers, headlights, wiring, just everything that came off that chassis is up there. So anyway, but that's pretty much the secret. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have an attic. And, if you've got, there's ways that you can utilize space above your garage, some pretty creative ways that I've seen before. Sometimes an attic is difficult to get in and out of, but I've seen some folks do like a pulley system where you could raise stuff and lower stuff.
Right.
And I've just seen if you go to the Garage Journal forums and search on there are some very unique and budget-friendly things you can do to make use of your attic space. Even if you have just an unfinished attic, there are just some very brilliant ideas on there. And there's other good ideas on the Garage Journal as far as using space up high near your ceiling. Building, I forget the name of those type of cabinets, like soffit cabinets or something, I think they're called. But
okay.
There's whole how-tos on how to build these. Like you just go to Home Depot, get your plywood or whatever, and you can build these cabinets all on the top right near your ceiling, and it gives you tons of space that's completely off the floor. There's 100 other posts on the Garage Journal forums about ingenious ways of storing things and getting things off the floor. But the attic really is the secret there, Jeremy.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there too, Tom. With the key is to keep the stuff off the floor.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of those like rubber coated hooks that I have in my garage in the ceiling, and if at all possible, I will hang stuff up there to get it out of the way. That's very helpful.
Yeah.
There's also like I built a small shelving unit on one side. I had a video about that at one point. I keep a bunch of stuff on that, and then the stuff that I'm not going to need to see for a little while, I put it in my attic. But I have like the pull down ladder thing. I got to climb up in there, Tom's got a nice little staircase that goes up there. It's pretty easy to get up and down. So that's he's fortunate to have that for sure.
Yeah, and excuse me. And I get this question a lot is, geez, your garage is so clean, how do you do it? Why do you do it? and there really is a reason. I'm not just some like clean freak. I mean, I do like it organized in there, but the main reason is between work and kids and everything, I just get to work in very short bursts. It's a few minutes here, it's a few minutes there. I mean, it's like an hour and a half here, an hour there, 3 hours here. And if I go in and it's a mess and there's stuff everywhere, it's like I literally can't get started.
Yeah, you'll use your hour up just cleaning up.
Yeah, it's like it messes me up. I can't get going. So when I go in there and I have that hour of time, I have to be able to just get right into the work. So especially filming all this stuff and everything. on top of it, adding that level to it, that layer on there. So it's really out of necessity that I've gotten into this habit of keeping everything straight and organized in this way. And then, but thanks for the question, Jeremy. I hope that helps. Definitely recommend the Garage Journal. You'll see ingenious organization ideas on that site.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out for myself as well.
Yeah.
All right, Tom. Well,
is this it, Joe? Is this goodbye?
I think this is goodbye for now.
For now. Okay, that sounds good.
Episode 11 in the books. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Like we said before, if you have any questions or comments, you can send them to us on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel. We'd love to hear from you guys, right, Tom?
Yes, sir. All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Good talking to you as always, Joe.
All right, good talking to you, Tom. We'll see you later.